your startup. This is your startup for week number 3. Now, number 1, it says name the plane represented by the front of the box. Now, this one is multiple choice, but if we're looking at the front of the box, we have the following of B, J, C, G, K, F. Those letters all represent the front of the box. So then we must look at the combination down here to see which one would go or coincide with the front of the box. Notice that BJC and FKG would not be because they are collinear. So that gets rid of part A. FBC, if I go FBC, does that represent the front? Yes, it does. I'm going to go ahead and check. FEC, no. And BAD, no. So then our answer is B. Plane FBC would be our solution here for number 1. Nothing really to work out there. Let's go to number 2. Number 2, it says R points W, V, and X collinear. So if we're looking at V or W, V, and X, are they collinear? No, they are not. They do not lie on the same line, so then we don't have to worry about this last part. If they were on the same line, then we would state what line that they fell on, and we would only use 2 letters to name that in this case. Number 3, what is the intersection of plane S, T, X, W? So notice we're looking at that back side, S, T, X, W, and plane S, V, U, T. So we're now looking at the top. So we want to know what is the intersection of the back side and the top side. Remember, or recall that the intersection of 2 planes is a line. So therefore, number 3 would be line ST. Line ST. A line is the intersection of 2 planes. So where 2 planes intersect, it is a line. Number 4, talking about skew lines. So if skew lines are non-coplanar and non-intersecting lines, we want to know what the skew lines are for line segment CD. It says name 4. So here's CD. So the skew lines for CD would be EG. So if we're looking at it, we would write it as EG. It's a segment going down through here. Also FH. Here's my line of CG. EG and FH will not touch. Also, if this is my line of CG, then AE and BF. Those are my 4 skew lines to segment CD. And our last 2 problems. Here we actually have some work that we will have to do. We can't just look at them and determine. Number 5, it says if EF equals 2x minus 12, and FG equals 3x minus 18, and EG is 30, find the values of x, EF, and FG. The diagram is not to scale. So then, all right, say we have a line segment. And we have segments E, or points E, F, and G. So if EF is 2x minus 12, FG is 3x minus 18. Now it tells me that from EF, or EG, sorry, is 30 units. We talked about the sum of the 2 parts equal the whole. So if I add these 2 segments together, they will equal 30 units. The sum of the 2 parts equal the whole. So now from here, all I have to do is combine my like terms. So 2x and 3x gives me 5x. A negative 12 and a negative 18 is a negative 30. And that equals 30. Try to write that a little bit. Moving up. So now all we have to do is from here solve for x. So this negative 30 goes across, and remember when we go across the equal sign we have to change signs. So we add, bring down 5x, and 30 plus 30 gives us 60. Solving for x, x equals 12. So now, it doesn't just want x, though. Notice in our directions over here, it says find the values of x, EF, and FG. Well, EF is 2x minus 12, so that means I need to substitute in. If EF equals 2x minus 12, then I'm going to have 2 times 12 minus 12, or 24 minus 12, so EF equals 12. And then FG equals 3x minus 18. So substituting in 3 times 12 minus 18. So 3 times 12 minus 18 gives us 18. So we have found x is 12, EF is 12, and FG is 18. Those are the three values the question was asking for. All right, moving on to number 6. Number 6 tells us that T is the midpoint. If I know that T is the midpoint, that means it's the halfway point. Also, that if T is the midpoint, that means that this segment of ST is going to be equal or congruent to this segment of TU. So here we're asked to find X and ST. X and ST. If T is the midpoint, then I know that ST is congruent, or segment ST, sorry, is congruent to segment TU. If segments are congruent, that means measures are equal. Well, the measure of ST is 4x. The segment of TU is 2x plus 28. Solving the equation. Remove that across by subtraction. So I have 2x equals 28. I'm going to solve for x by division. X equals 14. But not only do they want to know what x is, they also want to know ST. Well, just as we did the other one, ST equals 4x, or that equals 4 times 14, which gives us 56. So that finishes up your startup for week number 3.